So, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on the 40 days and 40 nights. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go back and check it out. I won't go into great detail in this video talking about it, but I will tell you that it is a significant period in one's life, especially if you have awakened, and a necessary aspect that one has to go through, almost like being refined by the fire. However, there is another aspect of the 40 days and 40 nights that has recently come to light that also is a pivotal part of one's journey within the awakening. And that is what it is that you will face outside of you. So, a lot of times, it's not only about what it is that we're letting go, the inner aspect of what it is that we've believed to be true about ourselves, but it also happens that those who were closest to us start to fall away as well too. We start to lose friends, we might even lose family because we're becoming different people. We're letting go of the illusion. We're embracing consciousness. And those around us may still not be at that point in their life. So we get opposition. And the opposition may not only just come from friends and family, it can also come from a social aspect. If we have any type of presence on social media, we may find ourselves the butt of people's jokes or ridicule. It's happening more and more as time goes on. And it happens more and more when people start standing in their truth, when people start standing up for what it is that they firmly believe in, when people start representing the light. Suddenly, the darkness comes out as a last ditch effort to try and squash whatever light it is that is trying to have an effect on what it is that's going on currently in our world. But it is a necessary part of the journey at some point that you are going to get some sort of kickback for where it is and what it is that you stand for. And that is exactly what you will have found in each of the parables that represents the 40 days and 40 nights. That it's not just about what it is that we ourselves are choosing to let go that no longer serves us, but it is also going to come from outside sources that are going to try and take us off our path. Now, why is this so important to note? Because at this point, everything that you are trying to release and let go of is really going to help you understand where it is that your foundation needs to have more work. If you have been the type of person whose foundation has been built on sand, then you can understand how the ridicule or whatever type of opposition that you might be finding outside of yourself could easily influence you to believing that the path that you have chosen to vindicate yourself from the false sense of self is just too hard, is just too difficult, and that you should be joining forces or going back to the way things were. Now, that's not always possible for everybody. However, sometimes it does so happen that you do get taken off of your course because you recognize that it is a great amount of work, not physical work, but mental work. One of the hardest jobs that you will ever have as a human is letting go of the false sense of who it is that you think you have been your entire life. And there is that saying that says that anything worth having is worth fighting for, is worth working for. And there is a lot of truth to that. Because if it was so easy, then everybody would be doing it. But because we've been under this illusion for so long, it's a lot of layers to have to peel back and strip. And it takes time. And each of those layers is significant in helping us recognize that we're one layer closer to coming to the true essence of who it is that we are. And so it is a fight that is worth staying its course. My entire life, I have worked physically hard. Like, and when I say physically hard, like, I mean really physically hard. I've always felt within myself that if I wasn't working physically hard, then whatever it was that I was striving for just wasn't worth obtaining unless it was that I was like putting in the actual physical work. I was not prepared in any way for what it was going to feel like when I took on this second awakening, the journey to really vindicating myself of the false sense of who it was that I thought I was. I would rather have gone back to working physically hard than to have staying the course, because the mental aspect of what was needed was far more work than any type of physical work that I have ever done in my entire life. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that can back that up, not just people who have gone through this, but say people within the fitness industry. You need the mental aspect even to do the physical aspect. In fact, the mental aspect is far more important than the physical aspect is. So staying the course is definitely one of the most difficult decisions you will ever make when you're on this journey. And it will really be a decision that as time progresses, you will understand is hugely rewarding. It may not be in the beginning because you may see very little evidence that, this is what it is that you should be doing because of what it is that you are facing. But it is a necessary aspect to get to that point in your life where you understand that for every layer that it is that you're peeling back, something beautiful is also coming forward. So, back to the outside sources that may take you off of your course. Whenever it is that you are reaching for the light, whenever it is that you are looking to stand in your truth for the truth, uncovering the aspect of yourself that is authentic, you are going to find opposition. And if you don't find opposition, then it's probably best that you start really seriously looking at what it is that you're doing. It's necessary. And it's necessary because it's a refining. It is stripping us of all of the things that could be potentially holding us back and putting us in a position that is really truly helping us to become the person that we have always been. So the 40 days and the 40 nights, within and without, are an absolute necessary and almost pivotal aspect of one's journey. It's refining us. It's turning us into and alchemizing us into the gold that we are. And if you stay the course, if you put your determination into going within and finding the strength by building that foundation of stone and weathering the storm, you are going to find that you will be rewarded more than you have ever been rewarded by anything in your entire life. Much love and light.